Good morning. It's great to be here. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is having a good time. I hope everybody's enjoying San Antonio, my hometown. So welcome to San Antonio, Texas. It does feel good to be in the same space. It's been a couple of years since we've done this convention again, and I got to tell you what, man, I miss this feeling. I miss the feeling of getting back together. I miss the feeling of the camaraderie. I miss the feeling of just being able to catch up in the quick conversations as we're going from, meeting to meeting or just running through the hallways, getting to the convention itself, and being able to just see people that we typically don't see. Being able to get a drink after we're done, being able to just break bread and get a meal. Because typically a lot of times when we're getting together, it's just business. We walk in, we get to a meeting, and we never get to just chill. We never get to just talk with each other and never get to know each other. And so hopefully this convention, y'all can take some time, relax a little bit, because we know you guys are busy. Everybody's busy. And from myself, from the staff of the Texas AFL, we appreciate everything that you guys are doing. It is truly remarkable what's happening here in the state of Texas, and I think that's evident by the lineup that we have and the speakers that we have that have come in and that we're going to have later on today. But for those of y'all that may not know me, my name is Leonard Aguilar, and I have the honor of serving as the Secretary-Treasurer of the Texas AFL-CIO. I'm a union plumber by trade from UA Local 142 here in San Antonio, Texas. And I have the great honor of representing over 250,000 union members in this great state of Texas. That was 250,000. I get some grief from some folks that always say, well, you get up there and you always say this number and you always say this number. And 240 is a number that we typically have been saying, and that's where we're at. We have exceeded that. We are 250,000 plus now where we are at. So we have grown to 250,000 plus. And that's something that we should be proud of because that's the work that we're doing together. But before we go any further, we need to take a moment to thank the fantastic staff of the Texas AFL-CIO for their hard work in planning this convention. We also need to thank the hotel workers, the folks that are behind the screen that are making all this happen. We need to thank the hotel workers and the folks behind the screen. Thank them very much as well. And then if I don't thank these folks, I hope they're here. I'll get in trouble. I don't see them though. But I can't do this, and I need to make sure that I recognize the most important people in my life, and that's my family, because without their love, without their support, their patience of putting up with my BS and my attitude of how I get, I wouldn't be here. So to them, I want to say thank you very much for their support. But I know many of you feel the same way. None of us would be here if it wasn't for that support that we had. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those people that we had behind us, if it's our family and our friends. So y'all feel the same way about your support systems. To your families, to your friends, to your partners, to the kids that have to put up with all the stuff that we do. It is important that we thank them. We thank them for the late nights that we come in and they listen to us vent. Right? When we get home late. We thank them for the early mornings, and they give us those words of encouragement that it's going to be okay. We're going to do a good job. We're going to take care of our members. We need to make sure. So thank you to all of the family members, your family members, and your staff and your support. Thank you for what you do for us. Thank you. Now let me get something going here. We need to say something about that you may have heard, but I want you to sit here for a moment and think about it. We've heard about politics. We've heard about everything that's going on in the state of Texas, across the country, and it's like, damn. You turn on the TV, you open up a social media app, and you look at it and you see, well, what's going to happen today? How can it happen? Or how can that continue to happen? But we need to focus on Texas, and we need to make sure Texas is taken care of, and that's our job. And Texas is not a red state, it's an under-organized state. That is what it is. We are under-organized, and that is going to be a number one priority. And it already is a number one priority for many of you. Making sure that we are not unorganized anymore. Making sure that we are not outnumbered. We are not under-engaged. Those are things that we have to work on. We have to focus on those issues to make sure that we are communicating with our members and to the public. Our members, for the most part, know who we are and what we do. Not everybody that's in our membership We got to start with them as well, but also the community and the public. We're seeing growth in Texas like we haven't seen. We are growing across the board, and that is happening. OPEIU is organizing nonprofits in North Texas. Let's say good to them. Let's say good to them. Building trades unions are organizing across the state every day. Their numbers are growing because of all the work that's happening and all the opportunity that they have. Unite Here and hotel workers are organizing new hotels across the state of Texas as well. The News Guild is happening at the Texas Tribune and other publications where that's happening. This is growth. This is growth. That's you. That's us. That's the work that we do. That's the result of working families coming together and saying, we deserve better. That's families coming together and saying, we deserve better. We're not going to take this stuff anymore. But we still got work to do. I'm asking, right? I ask you, if we have the opportunity to be union, why shouldn't every Texas worker in this state have that same opportunity? Why shouldn't they have that opportunity? We should be opening the doors to every worker that's out there and bringing them into our ranks because there are more of us than them. And we need to open that and we need to realize that. Let's be clear, we're not asking for a handout. We're not asking anybody to give us anything. What we're doing is we're demanding what's ours. We're demanding what's ours. It's time to start speaking up a little bit louder. It's time to start speaking up and letting them hear us. We demand the respect. We demand the dignity. And we demand that voice on the job. Because if we're not speaking up, who is? If we're not going to speak up, nobody else is. Texas is big, 254 counties, 2 time zones, and every region has different challenges. That's why we're committing to traveling the state, to listening, to learning, and building together, because that's the only way we're going to move forward if we come together. Because when we organize across every part of the state, we're going to be dangerous. We're going to be dangerous. We've already started this traveling across the state. It's called our labor town halls. To date, we've had 2 stops already. We stopped in San Antonio. That was the first stop. I wonder how that happened. But that was the first stop on the tour. And then the second stop was in El Paso. In August, we're going to be in the Rio Grande Valley. And we're going to be in the Rio Grande Valley to talk to workers there. And then from there, we're going to continue the tour, and we're going to get to other parts of the state. And we're going to be listening. The town halls have been a great success. It's featuring a mix of unions from both public and private sector. All are coming together to talk about the issues that our members have. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're there for. It's for our members to make sure that their voices are heard while they're out on that job site. That's what we're there to do. So in these town halls, coming together with public and private, like I said, to listen to the members' issues and their concerns. Another great thing about these meetings that it's bringing together a mix of folks that we haven't had before, typically. We're getting the seasoned individuals that we have, the veterans. But in that same meeting, we're getting folks that are coming in, the youngsters, that haven't been part of it, that didn't know about it. And they're coming into those meetings. So to have the younger individuals where it's their very first meeting, or to have those individuals that have been there and have been part of it for years, that combination is what we need. That combination is what's going to change us. And just real quick, I want to get off. I wrote me a little note right here. I'm just curious, how many first-timers, first convention, if you all could please stand up, I want to recognize you guys, please. And we all need to recognize and thank you. We all need to take a second, look around the room. These are folks that are here for the first time. So those of us that have been here for a minute, we need to reach out when we get a break, when we have an opportunity, and you see one of these first-timers, talk to them, bring them in, let them know. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for being here, and thank you to your unions for making that effort. Because if we do that, we get the mixture of the young, we get the mixture of the old. That's how it's going to happen. That's how we're going to build a labor movement as big as Texas. You see how I did that into the thing? That was pretty good, right? Again, like I said, look around and see the room. We're doing great work for our members and our communities, but we need to do better. It's always asking to do more, always asking to do more. And you might be wondering how we can improve. The way we do that is by expanding our footprint and growing our membership, like I said. That happens through training. That happens through organizing our next generation of leaders, because if we're not growing, then what are we doing? So are you ready? Yes. I said, are you ready? Yes. So, okay, we're ready to start training the next generation of worker. We need to look for those new leaders and members who are interested in getting involved. We all have members that are out there that don't know that they have a voice. They don't know because they haven't been talked to yet. Or they're scared and they're just afraid to speak up. We need to find those members that have it, and we need to make sure that they recognize it and they utilize it. We need to bring their voice out. Because the union message is an easy one to spread. It doesn't matter what city you call home, it doesn't matter what union you're a part of, or what job you do. Every morning, each and every one of us get up to go to work to provide for ourselves and our families. That is a simple message, and that is a simple thing. Doesn't matter where you're at, what side of the aisle, or what part of the state you live in. We get up every morning because the one thing we all have in common is our labor. And that's something that brings us all together. Nobody can deny that, and nobody can argue that. We keep the state running. And I got to tell you what, I'm done being quiet about it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm done being quiet about it. It's time to start speaking up. We will outnumber, we will outwork, and we will outlast the billionaires that are trying to divide us. Because when we come together, we win. And when we fight, and when we fight, we've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go. But how powerful would it be if we traveled this road together? How powerful would it be if we all traveled this road together? Because they ain't ready for us. They are not ready for us. That's why they do so much work to keep us down. But I want to thank you for the work that you've done. I want to thank you for the work that you're doing right now. But more importantly, I want to thank you for the work that you ain't even started yet, because we're going to ask a whole hell of a lot of you. And I want to thank you for that as well, because without you, we can't get it done. So today marks the beginning of a new era for the Texas labor movement. We are going to be smarter. We are going to strategize. And we are going to win, not because we want to, because we need to. We have to do it. We have to win for our families, and we have to win for our members. So as we leave here, we need to make sure that we keep building a labor movement as strong as Texas. And with that, in solidarity, thank you very much.